global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. This is one video. All Nigerians, wherever you're living in, either in Nigeria or in diaspora, you really must listen to this. Femi Falana, the senior advocate of Nigeria, opened up exactly on the situation we have found ourselves in. What the government is doing is, look, if there have never been anything that should make Nigerians get interested in Nigerian and Nigerian activities, they should. From our pensions to our oil, solid minerals, to our security, to our politics, to the fact that they have circumvented and upturned and did all manner to our constitution. All of this with one aim. Watch the video. Please take your time and listen. Nigerians must be interested in this powerful revelation that Femi Falana is making, and he's not mincing words. Listen to him, please. We're back for more.
Awarded a contract for $21 million to monitor movement of tankers, to monitor movement of ships, loading our crude oil and moving fuel. Up to yesterday, they were telling us that oil is being smuggled out of Nigeria. Crude oil theft was to have been arrested by the last application. Today, crude oil theft in Nigeria want to lose, according to the Speaker of the Parliament, you can Google, is 2.3 trillion naira worth of crude oil. Now again, you ask yourself, you have the Nigerian Navy, you have the task force in the Niger Delta, you have the police ubiquitous. Every local government has police commands. This government also awarded a contract 48 billion naira per annum. Contract of 48 billion naira per annum to a private organization owned by Mr. Government Tompolo to monitor oil theft. In the course of that monitoring, but it's very important for all of us, that company smuggled on a pipeline owned by Shell, which had smuggled fuel out of Nigeria for 9 years. I saw the man who had just left the NNPC, GMD. Oh, please, this information, if you allow us to process it, Nigeria can collect no less than $100 billion. He said, what do you mean? We don't bring some lawyers in America to sue Shell in America. Because to cheat an individual, yes, you pay whatever, but to cheat a nation, to dupe a nation, you pay colossally. I said, well, my brother, if we have to do that, it will implicate some of our people. I said, let them go to court and say, we are not the only thieves. We have other thieves. Let's share, say that publicly. But that was the end of the matter. So if they say they are looking for oil thieves, Shell is number one. Do you understand me? Now, they don't want to look for oil thieves. For smugglers of solid minerals, because we have time. This cause is going on in Benue, Plateau, Zamfara, Niger, all of them underlining the crisis there. The search for solid minerals. You know what this guy did? Come on, it was chapter 2. Let me clear that out. My lords, our courts are civil Nigerian when they say chapter 2 is not justice. Section 222 of the Constitution prescribes that every political party shall adopt chapter 2 as its program. Every political party. In 224. Furthermore, before you can take your assumed duty as a public officer, you must take an oath, you must subscribe to an oath set out in the Constitution. And that oath prescribed. And you will say, I hereby undertake to enforce and implement Chapter 2 of the Constitution. My argument, comrade, is if a public officer fails to enforce Chapter 2, you can go to court that you have violated as a member of a political party, Section 224, as well as your oath of office, prescribed by provisions of the Constitution. And contrary to what I just said, that same Section C6B says, the court shall have no jurisdiction except as may be prescribed by the Constitution. If the same Constitution goes further now to make provision for enforcement, we must take advantage of that. Section 13. All officers in Nigeria are banned to apply the provisions of Chapter 2. Furthermore, concerning the case of AG Ondo and AG of Ondo State, that pursuant to Chapter 2, any law made for the realization of the objectives in Chapter 2 shall be enforceable. And those laws include National Minimum Wage Act, Pension Reforms Act 2014, Child Rights Act, which have been adopted by all states in Nigeria, National Housing Act. They deduct 2.5% of the salaries of workers every month and put it in an account, housing fund, which is now looted. And I'm appealing to NSC in my paper to monitor a case that was filed last year, November, by the ICPC, to ask, they are prosecuting the former MD of that bank, Federal Mortgage Bank, for stealing $65 million and multiply that by 1,600. That sum then was to build 962 housing units. I don't know how many units that kind of money will build today. NSC must monitor that case. Another one, the manual has been charged now. When he was just appointed in 2020, said, this place has been looted to the tune of 100 billion naira. So I'm not talking from the air. Now, coming back to how we can fund these welfare laws, what they will tell you there is no money. And for the elderly here, there is a new law, Senior Citizens Act. The government must take care of our people because Chapter 2 is there. Section 16, 3D, that the government shall take care of children, of disabled people, and the elderly. Laws have been made to take care of these people. What do we then do? How do we enforce this law to fight poverty? One, every child shall be entitled to free and compulsory education from primary school to junior secondary school. 9 years.
9 years, yes.
Today, 20 million children are roaming the streets of Nigeria because the government, state governments in particular, have refused to access UBEC matching grant provided by the federal government. As of the last time, 135 billion naira was lying fallow in that account. We are currently in court. Sued all the state government in my office. Take this money to educate our children. They have no defense. They are challenging my right to go to court. No concern.
Can you imagine?
So when it concerns you, you have educated your own children. Why are you talking about the children of the poor? But we are telling them, I think it was the later one that made the point. And the children of the poor that we abandon will make life difficult for our own children. That is what is already going on. Chinese children, even white man children, are using computer in the primary school. Here we have 20 million children roaming the street. No, you are aware. Many people collapse while queuing up for their pension. I'm sure you are aware of that.
Yes.
As of today, again you can check. The money in the pension account is 21.9 trillion naira. 21.9 loans from that account. Instead of allowing people to take their pension as and when due. The government is now taking loans from that account. And we're telling the NSC, no, you must not allow these people to feed on the sweat and blood of Nigeria. Now, after you about how they are looting the housing fund. Now, education fund is lying fallow. They are not educating the children of the poor. Pension fund is being taken as loan by the federal government. Now, my position, and none of us must be interested in what I'm going to tell you now. The EFCC and the ICPC are collecting, they are recovering huge sums of money. Are you aware? In 2024, the money recovered by those agencies, two of them, is over 500 billion. In 2023, the same, 2022, the same. I took just 3 years. My suggestion is this. The money said to be recovered is paid back to the government where it was stolen. You know, the way the Yoruba people put it, it's a case of Olegba.
Yes.
A thief has stolen it. You recover it, another thief has stolen it. We must now insist. We must now monitor the recovery by ICPC in the interest of all of us and suggest to the government through the program of collaboration. And henceforth, we are asking that a special account be opened for the lodgement of recovered loot, so that the money can be used to provide employment for young people, equip our hospitals and our schools. And that is the only way you can mobilize Nigerians to fight corruption. If they see that terrible Sapele Biniro was started and there will be signboard there that we are fixing the road with the recovered loot, Nigerians will then want to be part of the struggle to recover loot. Abacha loot, $5 billion was recovered.
And it was relooted.
When an organization set up, wrote to the federal government, please, can we have an account of these recoveries? They say we don't have that.
It has been relooted.
In writing. I'm telling you of Nigeria then, Mr. Abubakar said, we don't have the account. It's normal, arrogant manner that judge is mad. But yes, you ask, the judge in Nigeria is mad for giving a court order that we should be accountable. So please, don't leave the EFCC alone and ICPC. They were not set up genuinely on behalf of the Nigerian people. They were set up because of the prayer from abroad. But we must now own the fight against corruption so that our people can see the benefit of the money being recovered. Recently, and I'm again suggesting here, the NSC and TVC must insist on having an estate that has just been recovered, transferred to workers. The former immediate past governor of the central bank, Mr.
Emefiole,
built an estate, 753 duplexes. It can be recovered. If we are not careful, we will share the properties among themselves. So we have a duty to ask the government to account for these assets that have been recovered. If we do that, we will have enough money which is fair from the next financial year. You must create fora in Benin, in Edo State, where we can restore the budget of the state. Because right now, whether the governor can read the budget or not, whether he can pronounce the figures or not, no, I think it's very serious. No, you know, I was listening to the budget speech one day, and one governor pronounced figures, and he said, these figures are confusing. Now, please, beyond laughing, because that's the only thing we're interested in that budget. That was the only thing circulated. Please, beyond entertainment. sustaining ourselves, we must now find out what is this figure that this governor cannot do. What is it meant for? You know, while our own duty in Lagos is great, so we cannot allow the budget of such a state to be an affair among government officials. So when they say they put it in the budget, they are building a hospital, you must locate the hospital. They are building roads, you must locate the road. And for me, this is the best way we can monitor the budgets of our country. My comrades have spoken about the crisis in our country. You know, somebody was asking me yesterday, what is going on in Nigeria? We are trying to form one party state. Why are people in the campaign? It is the first time in the history of anywhere in the world where people are complaining about the government. Yet, people are decamping to join them. To do what?
Business as usual.
To do what? And please, let us rise from here to tell them that the politics of Nigeria henceforth must be based on ideology, programs and manifesto, not about individuals. To abolish poverty, you must have a program. And we must challenge those who may be coming to us to campaign. What do you want to do about our roads, about our schools, about our hospitals? Will you create jobs for our young people? The money being recovered in our country, how will you manage our resources? That will be different from what is going on. So let those who want to decamp continue to decamp. But you cannot decamp with the Nigerian people. That I know. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
And the last election show that you can have all the big guys in the world. Once the people decide to change their political destiny, no force can stop them. From what you saw in the election in Edo State, from what you saw in the election in Ondo State, what they plan to do is to distribute money to buy votes. Do you understand me? Yes. They will use public funds to buy your votes and be there for the next 4 years to deceive our people. Yes. So I am going to suggest that we should start to organize, and I think that has come out today. There is no way, no amount of social media chats that can change this country. It is by our organizing to take our political destiny in our hands that we can change Nigeria. We saw a bit of that during the last election, where big guys, governors and others, lost woefully in their constituencies. And I'm confident that will be repeated much more in 2027. Comrades and friends, the last aspect of my contribution is on the rights of our people. Please, we fought for these rights. We are the only ones that can defend them. Are you with me? The right to protest in Nigeria. We fought for it and won the battle in 2006. The government appealed. They lost the appeal in 2008. It was in that case, IGP and AFP, where the Court of Appeal held that asking for police permit to demonstrate in Nigeria is a relic of colonialism. Those who brought that law here don't insist on police permit in their country. So why should we continue to retain that law? And that was when the Court of Appeal said Nigerians can demonstrate for and against the government. You know what has happened now? We now insisted he must enforce this law. The National Assembly has now amended that law. Today, if you are demonstrating, you want to protest, all you need to do is to write to the police. We are passing through Sapele Road. Come and provide security in line with Section 83 of Section 4 of the Police Establishment Act. Yesterday, Governor, I think Niger State, I don't know whether you have discussed that, said anybody with
dreadlock,
be arrested, the hair should be removed, and will be taken to a jail.
Idiots.
I want to say here without any fear of contradiction that the directive of the government is illegal, unconstitutional, and cannot be enforced.
Yes.
There is a judgment of the Court of Appeal in Lagos, the case of Okafor and the governor of Lagos. You know, like what you do here. We challenge them in Lagos. You know, this business of restricting everybody's movement every Saturday, it's no longer in Lagos. Are you aware?
Yes.
Last Saturday of the month,
Environmental.
people went to court. I said, how can the directive of the governor violate our right to freedom of movement? And the court of appeal said, thou shalt not do it again. Because the directive of the governor, without more, cannot override the constitutional provision of freedom of movement. What is very important for you, because some of our people now are being used by the government to antagonize themselves. Particularly with what is going on in Plateau and Benue State. And what happened recently? Oh, let everybody carry gun in Nigeria. Right to self-defense. Bullshit. If you must know, the man said that everybody should carry gun. That's a mere block. Do you understand?
Yes.
He's the richest retired general in Africa. When he saw his interest in that oil block, he said publicly, I don't know what to do with money.
Too
Because
much.
I have $500 million left after he had saved money for his family. How can you have a country where investors are not giving oil blocks? So they can say, why are you killing yourselves? But please, anybody is talking about having bonds for everybody. Say the bonds of America. In America, they have bonds. Again, you can Google. In 2023, about 47,000 people were killed in America by those who have bonds. You are not aware, including school children. In the last 10 years, it was only last year that the figure came to about 11,000 people killed in a year. So those who are saying, let everybody answer, I'm not addressing the problem. What is the immediate problem? You know, the last time I was in Abuja, I was ashamed to discover that you have cattle, cows, taking over the road in a state, they call it town, where you have ambassadors. So you are driving to the airport, you have to park to allow cows. It's the height of primitivity. You could not run a modern state that way. Please, you can find out. I'm telling you, you can just. Botswana used to have a population of 2.2 million people and a cattle population of 2.8 million. So, do you understand me? Now I think people have been reduced to 1.9. There was some problems. Cows. No cows stretched to the street in Botswana. Botswana makes more money from meat than most countries in Africa. Do you understand me? So you don't need somebody to come from Sokoto to Benin or Lagos with cows in this second time. What is done? These governments, because it's very important for all of us, you can Google. Northern Governors Forum adopted a policy in 2020 that open grazing should be banned. Southern Governors Forum, that was in February, Northern Governor. In July, no May, in Asabaya, Southern Governors Forum voted for a ban on open grazing. Do you understand me? That same year, the federal government adopted ranching as the solution to these incessant violent attacks on farmers by armed herdsmen. President Buhari went further to give 6.2 billion naira to Katsina State to establish ranches. Again, you can Buhari give 6.2 billion to Katsina. Then I came out. Drones are better than $100. You must give on the basis of equality of states. You must give 6.2 billion to every state. They ignore me and the government, you know them, they didn't bother. That is why we're in this problem. So let's rise from here by demanding for the implementation of ban on open grazing. Do you understand me?
Yes.
And then adoption of the policy on establishment of ranches. In this part of the world, in the 50s, the Awolowo regime, you know, for young people here, the Awolowo government stretched from Lagos to Delta. You are aware? Yes. 8 states today. There were 8 ranches in the western region. 8. In the east, what you call Obudu Cattle Ranch, it has become Obudu Holiday Resort. In the north, there was a ranch in Mokwa. So we must now let these people know that we have a history and that there was a Nigeria, there was a country. So when they now bring all these policies, oh, let every governor go and defend his own state. And the governor is not the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You know you are being deceived. So please, let us now insist that the rights of our people must be respected and that the government has a duty to stop killings of innocent people. Otherwise, you will continue to have what happened in the state. Very simple, which is unfortunate. Do you understand me? This government says, no, they are attacking those who engage in mob justice. This government, who practices mob justice more than the government of Nigeria? Or what they call self-help. You had a problem with Rivers. He wanted to impeach a governor, contrary to the lie being told by somebody in Abuja. They wanted to impeach the governor. They discovered that the chief judge may not agree with them. They said, let us go and investigate his name, whether he has age discrepancy. When they discovered that will not work, so let us go and impose a state of emergency. Do you understand?
Yes.
And contrary to what the president said as a justification for the imposition of a state of emergency, somebody has now said, unless governor comes begging, prostrating to ask me to forgive him. And I will not allow him to go out. Comrades and friends, this country belongs to all of us.
Yes, so
We must insist that our rights be respected. And whenever we vote, our votes
should count.
Two things must be done before the next election. And this is very crucial. The accreditation of voters must be by device machines. Device machines that will be well managed. Not device machines that will not respond.
That will be bypassed.
Do you understand? The second one, and there should be no negotiation on this one. Election results must be uploaded and transmitted
Live.
to the central server of INEC. And all of us can track it. Do you understand? When you track it, the question of argument does not arise. Majority of cases will not go to election petition tribunal.
Yes.
Because the whole process will be transparent. That is what is done in Kenya. When you have an election in Kenya, presidential election, the petition must be filed within 7 days. Because it's basically electronic.